All right. You're welcome to today's um welcome to this topic, this session, consensus mechanism. Now I said I was going to teach consensus mechanism and you really love it. All right. It's literally under what blockchain security. We want to understand why blockchain is secure, right? Why blockchain is secure. So let's quickly move into it. There needs to be some people, Here's how the whole blockchain security thing works. You understand? All this money that you're sending from somebody to another person and the rest, there are some people under. Mm? There's some people in the background. You get these guys. They need to ensure that your transaction is correct before that transaction can go through. Because we have many funny people in this space. Like I said, scammers. They can say they've sent you $100, but you're not seeing your money. You get sometimes you might even see it. You might see like maybe a pop up, or you might see one kind of flash. You see the money just flash in your wallet, but nothing actually entered. Do you get? That's why we need what these people, we call them what validators. All right, but just as some specific mechanism, they have the names for some of their own people, but generally we refer to them as what validators. Take note of it. We refer to them as what validators. They validate transactions. All right. So that's what the whole purpose of consensus mechanism. The blockchain saw the need to have proper security put in place. So then I brought about the whole consensus mechanism thing. All right. I have here, it says consensus mechanisms. Blockchains rely on consensus mechanisms like proof of work or proof of stake to validate transactions. Don't worry, like I always say, I'll break down all these things properly for you to what understand all these terms. All right. So let's move on. Consensus mechanism is a system that cryptocurrencies like BTC, Ethereum, and others use to what validate the authenticity. Take note of all these keywords: authenticity of transactions and maintain the security of the what underlying blockchain. So they perform two things. They perform they 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 validate what the authenticity of transactions, all right, and they maintain the security of what the underlying blockchain. So their action causes a ripple effect, all right. It causes there's gains in both the blockchain and making sure that the transaction is actually authentic for your own end, all right. So that's more like users end and then the whole foundation end, blockchain end thing and the rest. So um it's this system actually what is what enables what trust and security. Take note, enables what trust and security in what a blockchain network. We have so many of them. We have so many of them, like so many of them, so many of the different mechanisms. All right, but I think for this course, I'll just be teaching you. I'll be going on I think about three. We'll talk about proof of work. We'll talk about proof of stake. Then we'll talk about delegated proof of stake. Then I'll give you an assignment. All right. I'll give you an assignment to, do your research on others. All right. Now let's start. Proof of work. We have so many of them. We have proof of work, proof of stake, proof of authority. We have proof of burn. We have proof of activity. We have delegated proof of stake. We have proof of capacity. See, we have a whole lot of them. You understand? But for the course of this class, I'll just be taking you on what proof of work, proof of stake, and delegated proof of stake. All right. Um I really like this stuff. You understand? So the whole proof of mechanism thing, consensus mechanism, like I said, it was brought to, curb this whole double spending in the sense that that guy that I told you that want to send you money and do fake transaction for you, you see these validators, this consensus mechanism thing, it makes it very hard for them. It makes it very hard for them. Work they hard for them like mad. So that's why we need these consensus guys. You understand? So let's move into it. Number one, proof of work. All right. We're going to talk about what? Proof of work. Now, if you're writing, you can take note of it. All right. Proof of work. You can always come back to this video anyways and take it slowly to really understand. One blockchain that uses this proof of work, POW, right, to validate transactions, is the Bitcoin blockchain. The Bitcoin blockchain is one blockchain that actually uses this proof of work to validate what? Transactions, to make sure that transactions are real and there's no fake transactions. Now take note, the people that what validate these transactions, all right, we call them what? Miners. Take note, all these miners are raising. These are the people that validate transactions. So if you're saying you're mining, you are validating transactions as a miner. You understand? People that validate what transactions on this type of mechanism, we call them what? Miners. Now, how do they validate transactions exactly? How do they validate transactions? Now, pay attention. They validate transactions under this mechanism with mathematics puzzles. If you are not good in mathematics, you cannot be a part of the miners. Yes, you need to be very good in maths. So they validate with mathematical puzzles. Now you might be confused. Oh, how do they? Why? I don't understand mathematical puzzle and the rest. So for every transaction, there's a particular mathematical puzzle given. The first person to solve it is the one that will validate that transaction. I don't know if you're understanding. For every transaction, there's a particular for that transaction to go through, there's a puzzle given. The first person to solve it. Now you have no business with all this puzzle thing. Like I said, it is back end. Okay. The first person to solve it, it's only the miners I'll see how this is. You get the first person to solve it is the one that will validate that transaction. And for every action, there's actually a reward. All right. Once he solves this thing, all right, he gets what we call miners fee. Are you understanding? He gets what we call what? Miners fee. So if he's the first to solve that particular puzzle, he's the one that will receive what? The miners fee. Now pay attention. If you notice, or if you're paying attention, when we started this whole course thing, I told you that in the blockchain space here, in the DeFi world, we pay charges as well. But our one was gas fee, like fuel. You understand? We pay in form of fuel, like for a car to keep on moving. And no matter, even if I give you a car, right, I dash you a car for free, and I say you are the owner of this car, you still need to go and buy fuel. You need to work out your money to buy fuel. If not, the gift will be useless. It's almost like just carry problem and put on top of your head if you can't afford fuel. You understand? So in the normal space, the normal world, all those things they call bank charges. You understand? Bank charges. Those are like the fuel for transactions for the bank. You understand? So, but in the space here, we call our word gas fee. Now you see that gas fee that you're paying, that miners fee is a percentage from that your gas fee. So for a miner to solve your transaction, to make sure that your transaction is fast and secure, and well, not fast, to make sure that your transaction is actually correct and secure, you have to pay him from your gas fee. All right. So his payment is automatic from the gas fee. So he just has to solve that mathematics puzzle. And then once he solves it correctly, you understand, he now gets what? That fee. So he needs to be very fast. Very, very fast, because there are many people, many miners that are trying to solve the same puzzle. I don't know if you understand. So that's just the whole concept about what? Proof of work. From the word proof of work. Work. You go work, eh? Proof of work. You have to really work in order to what? Earn that miners fee. You understand? So let's now move on. We have what? Proof of stake. Proof of stake, POS. Proof of stake. Now, one blockchain that actually adopts this whole thing, you can talk of the Ethereum blockchain. You understand? The people here, in the first one, we call them miners. Here, we call them validators. They validate transactions here. But mind you, the process here is different from the other one. The process here is different. This one is bigger, the bigger boys. I call them the bigger boys. I then get money where. You understand? This one, the process is highest bidder. From the word stake, all right? From the word stake, the person with the highest stake, like you have to drop something to collect something. You guys understand me on stake? You need to draw, you need to give something out to collect. You understand? So the highest bidder is the one that will get, is the one that will solve the transaction, is the one that will get the fee from your gas fee. You get a particular percentage from your gas fee. You understand? Those ones, you don't get stress at all. Just have money and then you will be good in that particular mechanism. Do you understand? So take note. The difference, if they ask you what's the difference between PO, proof of work, and proof of stake. Proof of work, their own, they deal with mathematical puzzle, and the first person is the one that gets the fee. But proof of stake, the highest bidder is the one that what gets the what fee. So it's very simple, very, very simple. All right. And then thirdly, we have what delegated proof of stake. This one is very interesting. Delegated, from the word delegation. Delegation means to assign, to give, to choose. All right, to choose. So under this ones, they still adopt the method of what? Proof of stake. If you notice, the name is similar, proof of stake, to the other one, but just that there's an added English, which is what? Delegated. So delegated proof of stake. All right. These ones, you can choose your own validator. Like you now that is sending money. All right. You can choose your own what? Validator. You understand? But in order to be able to choose your own validator, you need to stake a certain amount. So it's still for the big boys, anyways. You need to stake a certain amount of money, and then they'll not allow you to choose your what? Validator. So you and the validator will now share your gas fee. I don't know if you understand. So all you just need to understand right now is that what these guys, they deal more of delegation. Now you go choose. You understand? So the difference between the first one is what? First one is mathematical puzzle, and then the fastest finger gets the money. The second one is what? The highest bidder. The third one, now you go choose by yourself. You choose yourself. You choose your stuff by yourself. You choose your validator by yourself. You understand? But many a times you don't, or many times you don't have but I'm just telling you all these things so that you will know, just for knowledge sake. You understand? And the fact that I just see it as very interesting concept. So I just feel like telling you about all these things. So it's not that you really, if you don't know about all these things, you won't make money in the space, or you don't see it that way. You understand? It's just for knowledge. Many things we learn in school, we don't use them now, but just for knowledge sake. You understand? So that when you encounter any problem like this later in future, or wherever you find yourself, you'll be able to what identify it properly, and you'll not be new to it. Okay. So your assignment is what? Um list 20 other consensus mechanism and explain 10 of them. Give examples, like I would always give you real life examples. Don't just give me um consensus mechanism can define as no, no, don't do that. From all my teaching so far, I've always given you examples. I just think of examples and then I give it to you. So do that for me as well. All right. And I'll be looking forward to seeing your assignment. It's not compulsory anyways. It's not compulsory. All right, it's not compulsory. So I think you can get my WhatsApp link from this channel. You can check the info, the about of this channel. So like I said, I'm one of those founders that I entertain people coming to WhatsApp. I have a particular WhatsApp for entertaining people. Some people don't permit people, but me, I just permit some people because there are some things I share on status. You understand? So I'm looking forward to getting your assignments. And so in the next course, we'll be talking about what's our next topic? I think we're talking about I think we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency or something. I don't know. Talking about cryptocurrency. Let me check the scheme because I work with a scheme. So we'll be talking about cryptocurrency. Yes, we'll talk about cryptocurrency. No, we'll talk about evolution of money. We'll talk about evolution of money and evolution of Bitcoin. Some of you are confused on this Bitcoin. How did Bitcoin even come about? How did Bitcoin come about? So I'm going to be teaching all these things. You understand in the next section. So like I always say, subscribe, share, follow on channels, and I hope you're really enjoying all this so far. For you to have come this far, it means you're really enjoying it. So keep going, and before you know it, DeFi is already at the back of your hands. So I'll see you in the next session.